YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that's seen the place to be in the QCNC. Hello, friends, welcome on in. A little late, rather late than never. But tell you what, as I said last week, this show is getting harder and harder to find to watch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This week was off the hook with the wait. But we're here. Thanks for joining me. We're going to recap February 10th, 2016, Season 2, Episode 3 of Lucha Underground. And we got some things to talk about at the end of this one. I don't want to set the tone or the mood, so let's go on with the review, but we got to talk at the end of this. Let's go, friends. Show starts off with a recap of the season so far, focusing mainly on the interaction between Pentagon Jr. and Mil Muertes, with the Pentagon setting up the arm breaker on the champion. From there, we have our first match. It's Temple Time, Bengala versus the debuting Cobra Moon. We have a female luchador or a luchadora. Here at Bezell Speaks, we like to give you a breakdown of every debut we get. So, initial impressions. I was digging the ring attire. I definitely like the look of it. I like the feathers that she had on the back of it as well. Kind of reminded me like Mil Muertes' ring attire a little bit, just in that aspect. I definitely was feeling the attitude, the sensualness, the sexuality of her character, kind of the whole, the snake being very sensual. That was working as well, the mannerisms. We got some Mamacita chants before the match ever started, so obviously the crowd was agreeing with me with that aspect. Now, things took a little bit of a different turn once the match actually started. Now, I've heard some reviewers really giving her a hard time. I'm going to just call it the way I saw it. What I saw was someone that probably has some go-to spots that they're used to doing. May not be the best wrestler in the world, but she had some go-to spots, and I think the camera work. To me, the cameras almost made it look like there were some retakes. And I'm not even going to falter for that. I'm mainly just focusing on timing. To me, the timing is what really hurt the match. Now, comment down below if I'm dead wrong, if you think I'm wrong, or I'm right. But comment down below, folks. By the way, we're going to need your interaction today, okay, on Bezell Speaks. I'm calling you out. All my fence riders, all those that just watch, they'll never comment, or you comment once a blue moon. We need your help this time. We're going to talk about it at the end, okay? But definitely put down in the comments what you thought of Cobra Moon. But let's finish what happened here. So like I was saying, I saw some potential. I saw someone that has some go-to spots, just needs to work a little bit on the timing, work on her strikes. And also bear in mind, we are dealing with a male versus female situation here. And some wrestlers, even if they're good, bad, indifferent, that's just a situation they never had to deal with before. So I'm going to cut her a break. I'm not going to go as far as to say she looks like she's at day one of wrestling school. But, there was some patches in here. Excuse me. But let's get down to the finish here. She ended up winning the match by tap out with a modified Dragon Sleeper. I believe that she called it the Snake Sleeper or the Serpent Sleeper. I'm not sure, but she did get the tap out win. It was a little on the unbelievable side. She did not have the move quite on properly to sell it visually. But Cobra Moon gets the win in her debut. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Definitely wasn't the best. But we'll reserve further judgment till later. We'll see what she does later. From there, we're taken to Katrina's office. Phoenix comes in. He demands a match with King Cuerno. He says not only will he take out Cuerno, he's going to destroy him. Eventually, he's going to destroy Mil, and then after he's done with Mil, he's coming after you, Katrina. So he's threatening everybody. From there, we get a video package, or a docu-promo, as we like to call him here. This was Aerostar. He was back in time, like 1,000 years ago. I believe he was talking with some Mayan tribes or Aztec tribesmen, saying he was getting ready to go back to the temple. He had on his suit almost looked like a mock, not I'm gonna say a mockery, but a cover or a copy of an Iron Man suit. He had some LEDs on it, which I thought was kind of neat, and it showed him flying away. We're gonna talk about this later. Let's move on here, okay? From there, we get King Cuerno. He's training and he's hitting the weights. Katrina interrupts him. She says, he did not get the job done. He did not destroy Phoenix. He says, hey, I took the title. He said, yeah, but Phoenix is still alive. He's still drawing breath. She says, but tonight you'll have the chance to finish that, because tonight we're going to have a last luchador standing match, and I want you to kill Phoenix. Exact quote, folks. Right, we got murder up in here, Lucha Underground, baby. And Cuerno says, the hunt is on. So from there, we go to, it's more temple time. We go back to the temple. This one, I was very disappointed, especially when I kind of perked up in my chair. I saw my man Jack Evans coming out, and you know how Drago gets down. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. I'm a little disappointed here. The crowd, I'm not gonna blame the crowd because these are two good workers, but I don't know. It just something didn't feel right about this one. A lot of striking, little bit of hullabaloo on some of the spots. I'll just move on here because to me the main event was where it's at. Luckily, the main event saved a lot of ground for this show. But let's continue here. But Jack Evans did get the win. Ends up, I forget what he calls it, but he ends up doing that sunset flip / modified cradle for a pin. He ended up using the ropes for leverage. Get the 1, 2, 3. From there, he cuts a victory promo, grabs the microphone, and then he dubs himself Jack the Dragon Slayer Evans from henceforth. The crowd was completely behind Drago in this match the whole time, which I found kind of weird because I know Jack likes to play up that heel, but they usually get behind him from more of an athletic standpoint. But tonight was kind of weird. From there, we got another docu promo, maybe the best one, definitely the best one this year, maybe the best one last year included. You guys comment down below, but this Tejano docu promo was on point. Talk about shot well, talk about taking us inside, letting us know a little bit about his personality, you know, what he stands for, how proud he is of his Mexican heritage and culture, how he had to do things on his own. He didn't even bring up his father, who used to be a wrestler back in the day. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Tejano Sr., Los Cowboys. But this was awesome. And it ended with him, first it showed him like on a ranch, you know, kind of talking about things. He brought up Chavo Guerrero, how not only did he disrespect him personally, his honor personally, but he disrespected the honor of Mexico, so we can't have that. This was awesome. And it ended up in a bar fight, him slamming down some drinks at the end, kicking some butt. 2 thumbs up, Lucha Underground. Thank you so much. This was a cool promo, and it took us inside as far as getting to know Tejano, and he'll be returning next week. So the former longest reigning mega champion in AAA history will be back at Lucha Underground next week. Once again, this was awesome. Good docu promo, folks. From there, we get Katrina and Puma. Now she says they acknowledge that Conan is dead. So Conan's gone, unless we see him in spirit form. He's dead, and he won't see you face Pentagon Jr. next week. And God rest his soul. Now she said that he asked for forgiveness. Those were his last words, and she kind of teased and hinted at, was he asking for forgiveness for the trouble that he got you into Puma. So we'll see. We'll see what all happens with that. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. As we said last week, I'm all in on this feud. Okay, from there, it's time for our main event. That's right, it's Temple Time's last luchador standing. And it's going to be the former Gift of the Gods champion versus the current. That's Phoenix versus King Cuerno. No Gift of the Gods on the line. So this match was clearly set up to punish Phoenix. To kill Phoenix, or to have Phoenix's demise. Let's talk about it, because folks, on a kind of a kind of show, for me personally, but you comment down below, but this main event gave us back some big time ground. Let's talk about it here. We're going to do a little more play by play on this one. From there, right from the get go, we get Lucha Libre chants before the bell even starts. Get some back and forth action till Phoenix takes over. He gets the first standing count. From there, Cuerno answers back. He does a knockdown of his own. Phoenix misses a running dive to the outside, and then Cuerno, he ends up taking over and punishes Phoenix on the outside. Crowd is going nuts for Cuerno. He ends up Irish whipping Phoenix into the railing head first for a 7 count. Out of nowhere, the Phoenix rises from the ashes, as Matt Striker said. Big time missile drop kick and a corkscrew to the outside on Cuerno, not once but twice. From there, we got a 9 count out of that spot. From there, Cuerno hits the, I believe he calls it the last arrow. Lots of speed, super awesome bump, right off the ropes, right through there. Let's see here. Almost lost my place there, folks. Hold on. Lots of speed. He ends up getting a ladder, and he rams Phoenix in the head. We get holy bleep chants. Now, here's where he messed up. He ends up interrupting the standing count. He goes and gets a table. From there, we get we want table chants. He ends up trying to take Phoenix into a German suplex through the table. Phoenix counters with a kick. He starts to climb up the ladder, and Cuerno chases after him. Phoenix gets up to that tier that we've seen Angelico do a couple spots off of before. He gets up to there, so he's off the ladder, and as King Cuerno was giving chase, Phoenix pushes the ladder back, King Cuerno falls all the way from the top of the ladder through the table. Now, bear in mind, he's holding on to the table, so it's almost like a pivot point, so he kind of feels slow and controlled, but it's definitely not a spot I would have been in line to take. So, but this was cool. This is cool, folks. Definitely a big-time spot here. It goes through the table. We get holy bleep chants, the whole deal. From there, we get the standing 10 count. Phoenix is your winner. As Meal watches on angrily, we get our credits. We get that was awesome chants. And it was. That main event made up for a lot of ground for me on a kind of a so-so show. Now let's get down to our outro, or as Lucha Underground always gives us something after the credits. From there, we're taken into a police station, almost like an FBI type look to it. We see Mr. Cisco talking to a woman. Her nameplate on the desk says Captain Vasquez. That's right, Mr. Cisco was an undercover policeman or FBI or agent, whatever you want to call it. They were there to infiltrate and take out Dario Cueto. She says he didn't get the job done. She says that, we saw Bale get murdered by Natanza. Once again, I find it kind of funny that they only still want Dario, not Dario and his brother. But she says, I got you a new partner, and together I'm sure y'all will be able to get the job done. In walks Joey Ryan. And he looked the part, let me tell you. This was 70s cop stash, mirror glasses, you name it. He looked the part. I give credit on that. So we'll see what happens with that. I really wasn't feeling this part at first. I'm all about some entertainment, so if you give me some entertainment, we'll reserve judgment for later. But let's talk about what's really been bothering me about tonight's episode, okay? And you guys got to help me. Don't be shy tonight or today. Please get on here and comment. I don't care if you've never commented before. Comment on this. I want your thoughts, because it's nothing without yours. But tonight, for the first time, let me preface this just a little bit, okay? You guys that have been here for a while, some of you have been with me over a year, you know how I am. I am Mr. Let It Ride. I'm Mr. Put It in Cruise Control. Don't let the entertainment part of it scare you off. I'm completely fine with that. But tonight, it even had me, I mean, smiling and grinning. I felt silly at times watching this show. Now, Bezell, come on, Bezell, you know better, man. It's just entertainment. I don't know, guys. I don't want to say something I have to later retract, but man, this I felt silly. I felt a couple times where if someone walked in the room and they saw me watching this, how do you explain it? And am I going too far? Is that just the traditionalist in me still that's bothered by this? Or I don't know. I can't even really put it in words right now, folks, but I need your help. Tell me what you thought of tonight's episode. But I mean, other than the main event, to me, it really was nothing there. I mean, the main event made up a lot of ground for me. But this is a rough one. But I felt silly at times. The Iron Man, Aerostar, and we've seen all this before. Hell, we've seen Drago turn into a ball of flame. I mean, we've seen all this kind of stuff before. But tonight they had me feeling a little silly. And then especially with the cops, Joey Ryan thing, I don't know. It was a bit much. But maybe that's just that last bit of that, the NWA, WCW, good old Southern wrestling. Maybe that's just the last bit of it in me. I don't know. I thought I was fine, but I need your help. Did any of this make you guys feel silly? Please comment down below. I'm dying to know. But either way, that's another Lucha Underground in the books. Hopefully this week won't take so long to get the video up. But thank you all so much for watching. For all my gaming fans out there, we have a few. This channel's growing. Thank you so much for watching. We got Street Fighter V. It's prepaid, so we're going to be rocking and rolling tomorrow. We might even go midnight stream. We'll see. Depends if I'm up. But I have been pretty excited about it, so I might be up for that. Definitely hit me up at Twitch. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm starting to get people from YouTube over there to checking me out, so thank you all for watching. And actually, when we get done with this, we're going to do a live stream, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of gaming. So thank you all so much for watching. Go out there, be good to one another, be good to yourself, be true to yourself. I will see you later, my friends. Take care. Bezell's out. Peace, everyone. Be good to one another.